Happy day, friends. So, another day, I'm still on my yoga mat. I just finished yoga. We are going to, I don't know what we're doing with this yet. Keep showing up though. If you enjoy it, hit the like button, leave a comment, come back. I don't know what the exact flow for these is going to be in the mornings yet, but today I actually want to start by talking about my experience today. So, you guys know I run a couple businesses. I homeschool my kids. I'm a wife. I have clients between both of those businesses. And that kind of requires me to have to always be present. And the reason why I show up every single morning and start my day with yoga is because it gives me space and opportunity for me to kind of flow into my own day, but make sure that before I get up and start giving and showing up for other people and things of that nature, that I do a little something for me first. I had a rough time getting out of bed this morning. Not like anything bad. The sun was beautiful. I had a good day yesterday. I'm looking forward to life today. I feel pretty good, but just tired. And so I granted myself that space to take my time and get up. My kids weren't up running around yet. It was just my husband poking around, opening the blinds and shit. And even he was like, you get up when you're ready. Ain't no rush. And even with 555 change being present here, the number 555 is always one that speaks of transformation and shifts beyond our normal day to day. So, anyway, like I said, today was a slow day, and it wasn't until I got a couple back to back messages from a client of mine that I actually did get up. And it was to, respond to her, to spend that time, like just exchanging that energy, affirming one another, just talking about her previous reading, things like that. That was good for me. A friend called, I had that phone call with her, we chit chatted about all sorts of things. I got up, I made myself a smoothie, but again, I took my time. By the time I actually made it in here to do my yoga this morning, I had been up for about 2.5 hours. So it had been about 2.5 hours since my alarm had gone off. I ain't beat myself up. I didn't give up. I didn't do any of those things. And with 555 change and then 1313, starting fresh, being the angels from our angels and spirit guides here today, being the message there. I want you all to ask yourself, what small thing can you shift or change today that will allow you to kind of start living your days intentionally and purposefully in a manner that's really going to kind of freshen things up for you. Oddly enough, the client who was texting me her reading, she reached out because she needed a message. And she was saying, like, oh, I don't know if I'm depressed or if it's just the season change or what it is. And even in her reading, the need to even just start by making one small change to her day-to-day life was crucial. So, little tidbits there. Take it for yourself. So for 1313 starting fresh, we have encouragement, goals, foundations, creative ventures, communications. Step out of your comfort zone. You're about to create something meaningful. All your skills and talents will bring you auspicious profits. Build up your confidence and trust in your decision. And that was like my morning, right? 2 months ago, if I had gone throughout my day this way, I would have been upset. Not to say that I wouldn't have made it to the end of the day or I wouldn't have finished what I needed to do, but I am someone that thrives on being precise on time, and on time is a little bit of a reach, but I intend to be. Ease and flow is not something that I've had an easy time implementing into my life. But now that I am like almost 2 months of really, really embracing and showing up and granting myself that grace and that space each day, it has changed so much about me. And you got to understand, to be someone that's like 8 years into their spiritual journey that teaches and guides and things like that, I don't just change just because, like, it's an experience. And so I say again, friends, these morning after yoga flows are more about us coming together, meeting while I'm on the mat. I hope you on the mat too. Maybe that'll be our next thing. But kind of showing up and just having some girl talk. My masculine. Some of y'all watch these too, so you're welcome as well. But I'm a girl's girl, so. And then with 555, we have change, encouragement, support, obstacles, battle, calling, restructuring, and creative work. You're about to level up. It might not feel good initially, but it will prepare you to handle the greater things in your life for your highest good. This is the why you've been looking for. Push through it. There's a reward waiting at the finish line. Like I had to tell my clients, when you're feeling unsettled, it's never really a reminder that God hates you or the universe isn't on your side, or it's not meant to kind of like drag you and make you question or try to figure out what you've done wrong to like experience the punishment, because that's what it feels like, right? Experience the punishment that you feel that you're receiving. Those are nudges from yourself, subtle confirmations, and sometimes they don't feel so subtle, but your body recognizes them. It's why you feel tension. Your spirit recognizes them. That's why you feel unsettled. It's why you have a tendency to feel some of those more negative things, because everything around you, including yourself, is asking you to make a small shift or pivot that's going to allow you to experience a bit of freshness. So, if you're like still listening to this video, you're like, girl, what the fuck are you talking about? Watch it again. Watch it again. Watch it again and come back tomorrow and the day after and the day after and the day after and enjoy these after yoga morning flows. We're gonna pull a couple more cards. I'm gonna sip my protein smoothie and then we're gonna pull a couple more cards. Let's see what spirit animal we are embodying today. Peacock. My student, she's not studenting this month, but my consistent student. She and I, like, when I'm mentoring, when I'm teaching, when I'm guiding, we talk to each other pretty much every day. But one of the things that, like, I asked her when her and her family were going out to like a brunch was, are we showing up as peacocks? And she's like, girl, what? I like aesthetics. I love beautiful things. I love to create a moment. I love to really kind of feel and see and exude the beauty or excitement or joy, whatever kind of feeling I'm looking to feel on a day-to-day basis. And for me, self-care is a crucial part of the experience. Even looking like this, no makeup, no nothing. I'm here. Again, it was after yoga. I smell good. My skin is moisturized. I did the peacock thing last night before I went to sleep. And so that is a way that I like to honor myself and pour into my own version of self-love. Showing up every day and getting into yoga is another day that I like to embody the energy of this peacock and its self-love. What can you do for yourself to show up? I went so far as I went and got a shit ton of yoga clothes so that I can get dressed in the mornings. And if my day calls for me to keep flowing through without getting cute or doing makeup or doing whatever, I still feel good and confident in like what I got going on. So, what can you shift in your life today or tomorrow or in the near future and That's me giving y'all more grace than I ever actually care to give my clients. Cause get your motherfucking ass up and start today. But you will find great power in focusing on the positive aspects of yourself, that which makes you indefinably unique and beautiful. There's deep wells of untapped inner power in letting go of negative self-talk. My daughter, my oldest daughter, I have two. My oldest daughter is 6. She's gonna be 7 in October. When I had her, I was still very like I'm still in the beginning stages of my spiritual journey, still in the first year of that change. I had a son before that. But when my husband and I had our daughter, it was just different because seeing such a little person that looks literally just like me and being able to say with such conviction that she was beautiful and like speaking life to her and all these things, I realized that I didn't feel those same ways about myself. And I felt uncomfortable with that because how can I look at this child and tell her I love her and I think that she's beautiful and capable and worthy and all of these beautiful things if I don't feel those same truths about myself? And so, honey, it was the winter of 2018 when I first like really got started on tackling that negative self-talk. One of the best ways that you can really kind of like actively work through that is to, as soon as you say something bad about yourself or when you think something negative about yourself, you have to correct it for your brain. And it works best if you say it out loud. It works spectacularly if you look in the mirror and say, because it's like you're watching yourself say it back to you. And for your brain, it does a tremendous bit of work. I don't care how stupid or unnecessary or foolish it sounds. You gotta open up and understand that psychologically, scientifically, and in all the other ways that they've been able to study and confirm these things, this shit works. You just gotta figure out your winning combo. But that will work wonders for you in just retraining your brain. So the next time you find yourself saying something really negative about you, I challenge you to replace it with something better. Back then, it used to be, I'm so fucking fat, or oh my God, like, oh God, it was just all sorts of shit. Fat, ugly, stupid, poor decisions. Like, I would say some of the worst shit to myself. And that's conditioning. When you've been raised in environments where verbal and emotional abuse are a thing, well, it gets really difficult to retrain your brain to receive and experience different, but friends is possible. And if I would say something about myself being fat, I'd be like, I'm aware that the number on the scale is one that might be noted or received as being obese. I have carried children. I've birthed children. I love food. I am aware of that relationship and working each and every day to make better choices. That's all the fuck you can do. Y'all be being too hard on yourself. We all have a tendency to be entirely too hard on ourselves, and it's not necessary. So we got Depths of Potential and The Castle That Broke at Dawn. If you've been here for some time, then you know that this deck is still a bit new for me. Look, y'all can't even see what the hell I'm using. Anyway, we're using the Visions of Duality cards. Still new. And so I'm going to have to open up the guidebook. We'll dive in. It's going to be my final word for today. I'm not promoting shit. You know what to do. Go to my page and look for other shit. If you need to book something or you just want to be nosy and see what you can do, go to my page and look or check the description box. But these morning flows are for us, right? For me and for you. Whoever you are, whatever reason you chose to watch this reading, that's what this is for. If the doors of perception were cleansed, everything would appear to man as it is, infinite. That is a quote by William Blake. In some ways, potential can be seen as the opposite of fate. While fate is a wild river where we are bound to follow, potential is a white map, the uncharted territory of the self. Fate can bring us forward to undiscovered places. It can bind us to the progression of time. Potential, on the other side, is what we make of fate. It goes away. As we proceed on the river of time, it slowly fades. But as we use it, we compile the map of our soul. It renews again until the end. So, advice for you on that card, and I got some final pieces to add too. Do not confuse fate for lack of choice. Embrace the world you walk in and make it yours. Like I said, I got up this morning. I woke up this morning at about 6:57. And then I my alarm went off at 7:10 like it usually does. By 7:30, I'm usually on the mat doing yoga. Today, that didn't happen until almost 10 o'clock. And I was awake. I was in and out of sleep, kept trying to get up, kept laying back down. You see what I did there? How I continued to flow through my day? How I utilized the time that I had to get the things that I wanted to get done, but on my time, not on my brain's time, not on society's time, not on none of that shit. I didn't allow the fact that I was struggling to get up or any of those things to kind of write my fate for the day and let me know where I was and what I was meant to do or experience. I didn't let that label it as a bad day, a missed opportunity for me to show up for myself. I didn't do any of those things, and you shouldn't either. Like I always tell y'all, potential is just potential until you put some action behind that shit. Fate is fate. We're meant to be and do and see and da 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 da, all the things that we're meant to do. However, we still have the choice of free will, and that is to decide every day what you're going to do or believe or whatever. Today's no different. So, today's yoga moment was a little longer, but I hope this was good for you. If you need anything else, you know what to do.